Nutrition is one of those things that makes an absolutely massive difference to mountain bikers. It helps you recover properly between rides, it improves your energy and your concentration, it helps you lose weight and stay in shape. It's hugely important, but if you're honest with yourself, over the past 7 days, how much dedicated attention did you actually give to thinking, right, what am I eating today? What did I eat yesterday? How could I improve my nutrition? If you're like most people, it probably wasn't that much, and that's okay, but if you can just tweak your mindset slightly and start to pay attention to what you're eating, both day to day, before you ride, during a ride and after a ride, it will make a massive difference to not only your riding, but also to your life in general as well. You'll just feel so much better if you eat better. So in this video, I'm here in my kitchen and at home, and I'm going to talk through 4 tips that you can use to improve your nutrition both day to day and also on the bike. So I hope you really enjoy the video. If you're enjoying MTB fitness videos like this, please make sure you like this video because YouTube will then show it to more people, and also make sure you subscribe as well. Me and Ben, my videographer, are putting a lot of effort into growing this channel and to putting good content out there. So if you are enjoying it, it will mean the world to me if you could leave a comment, like the video and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into 4 changes you can make to your nutrition. So tip number 1 is to make sure that you start your day right and have a good breakfast. So if you think about the start of your day, it does really set you up for the rest of the day. I'm sure you've all had times where you've woken up 10 minutes late and then your whole day from there has just been rushed. You've rushed to work, you've rushed around at work, you've rushed around at lunch, and you've just had one of those days where you're constantly trying to catch your tail. On the flip side, if you've had the type of day where you're up 2 hours before you need to leave the house, you've done a load of stuff in the house, you've chilled out with a coffee, your day just flows better and goes so much better because you're more organised. Now it's the same thing with nutrition, but it's actually on a physical level as well. So if you start the day by skipping breakfast, or by having a really high carb, high sugary breakfast, something like sugar puffs for example, then what will happen is immediately first thing in the morning, you're going to spike your sugar levels, and then about an hour later, half an hour later, you're going to get a crash in those sugar levels. Now, your blood sugar levels essentially need to stay stable through the day, so they should stay nice and stable, nice in the middle. If you have a high sugar food straight away, you spike your blood sugar levels, and then they come crashing back down below this kind of midpoint. Now when that does happen, you'll find that you get hungry, you start to lack energy and struggle to concentrate, you might get a little bit moody, and what you'll find is that you'll look for the next sugary snack. So if you have a high carb, high sugar breakfast at say 8 AM, around 10 AM you'll be looking for something else sugary because your blood sugar levels will be down here and you're trying to spike them back up. You might have some biscuits, spikes your sugar level and brings it crashing back down. Then you'll get to lunch and you'll have something like a sandwich with some crisps and some biscuits, or like a bit of chocolate, something like that. A lot of carb, a lot of sugar in there, and again you're going to spike your blood sugar levels and bring it crashing back down. So what can happen is that your breakfast, if you don't eat the right foods to start your day with, it sets you up to lose really for the rest of the day, because you need to eat the right things in the morning to give you the good amount of energy through the day, and just to help avoid you getting to the points where you're starving and lacking energy and you're reaching for those crappy foods. So the best thing to start your day with, and what I start my day with pretty much every day, is a good source of protein and good fats, with some carbs as well. So the carbs are kind of optional, it depends what you run well off, but I like to have both your protein, your fats and the carbs as well. So every morning I'll make myself some scrambled eggs with some cheese on. So I'll just do 3 scrambled eggs, scrambled in the pan, put some grated cheese on, I'll eat those, and then after that I'll also have some Weetabix as well, so 3 Weetabix with some milk. If you want it to be super healthy, you can be better than Weetabix. You could probably have porridge, for example, that will be less processed and slightly better for you. But for me, I just find that Weetabix is probably one of the healthier cereals you can have that's super easy to prepare and it just tastes good. I enjoy eating it. So what I do there is I have a good solid breakfast full of protein and good fats, and also those carbs in there, but that are medium to slow release carbohydrate, and then that will keep me fuller for much longer. And if we're back to this kind of ideal level where we want our blood sugar, it will stay within this line and it won't crash the same. So when you get 2 or 3 hours after your breakfast, your sugar levels are coming down a little bit, but they're not right down here, which they would be if you had a high sugar breakfast without any protein and without any fats. And then you'll find that you can have a healthy snack, you can have a healthy lunch, and your blood sugar levels then will just kind of stay in this sweet spot throughout the day. And this will mean that you've got more energy, you find your mood's better, you've got more motivation, you don't have those massive dips in concentration, and it just all round sets you up for the day really well. So breakfast really is important when it comes to setting you up nicely for the day. Quick interlude, my girlfriend is lactose intolerant, so she can't eat dairy, so she has lactose-free milk. Now I found I was just having normal milk for a long time, and every time I'd have some I'd end up getting very slight stomach cramps, like very slight. I'd get a little bit bloated and I'd be burping and whatnot for the next hour or two. Ozzy always used to take the mick out of me on my rides. So I actually one day decided to start using lactose-free with Sophie, and the difference for me is massive. So it's just a really quick tip. All it has is it has the lactose taken out of it. So that's the bit that most people are slightly intolerant or sensitive to. So for me, I'm not intolerant, but I'm clearly slightly sensitive to dairy. So if you're thinking, oh, I do that, I have a cup of tea and I get bloated after, or I have some cereal, I get bloated, try switching to dairy-free milk and just see what difference it makes. It might make no difference at all. You might find that you feel better on it. I definitely do, and it's all I have really now. Breakfast done. Now the next thing that's super important when it comes to both your day-to-day vitality and energy, and especially for your performance on the bike as well, is to make sure that you hydrate properly. So I drink an absolute ton of water, either still or sparkling water. I just have pint glasses around the house, and that's all I tend to drink. I'll fill up a pint of water and just always have it sat next to me. If you do get dehydrated, it will really affect your performance, your concentration, and so it's well worth making sure you're drinking enough water through the day. Most people need to be drinking over 2 litres of water a day, and when you go riding you want to be drinking around half a litre to a litre of water per hour. So make sure that you take that out with you and plan in sort of refuel stops, or make sure you carry enough water when you're out and about. It's also worth adding an electrolyte tablet to your water as well while you ride, just to make sure you're replacing those salts and getting the right things that you need while you're out riding. There's some really common side effects with drinking too little and being dehydrated that you may just not know. It can be as simple as getting headaches, getting a dry mouth and a dry throat and that kind of thing. You can find that your concentration is much lower than it should be. You find that you're just struggling to focus and remember things, and you might just feel a bit foggy brained and just not quite with it. Your performance on the bike and when you're training can be dramatically affected when you're dehydrated. And as well as that, you might find that you get cramps. If you suffer from cramps, dehydration is a very big cause of that. And as well, you can also sometimes, when you are too thirsty, you can mistake that for hunger, so you can end up eating more food than you actually need because you think that you're hungry, whereas in fact you're actually thirsty. So just make sure you get in the habit of just drinking plenty. The biggest thing to do with that is, like I say, just always have some water next to you, and then when it's next to you and it's there, you'll just find you unconsciously drink it. If it's not there, you would drink much less. That's the biggest tip that I can give you. Tip number 3 of a really good change you can make to your nutrition is to make sure you eat enough whilst you're riding. So on a ride longer than 2 hours, you want to make sure that you're eating every 30 to 45 minutes. Now most of the time, just a snack of something like a flapjack, for example, half a flapjack, some medium release carbohydrate is perfect. Maybe every 2 to 3 hours, if you're on a really epic long ride, you want to have something more substantial with some protein in there, like a chicken sandwich as an example, or a cheese sandwich or something like that, or planning a lunch break and have a jacket potato, like some solid food. But that's really on rides that are kind of 4 hours plus. And anything below that, eating every 30 to 40 minutes with medium release carbohydrate tends to work well. Now I also like to carry some emergency sweets when I'm out riding as well. And then if I find I'm getting really hungry or my energy's dipping or I've got that last half an hour to get me home, I can then sort of grab some sweets and have that energy boost. So just at home I've got the world's biggest stash of sweets with various different bits and bats in there. You know, you've got loads of different jelly beans and stuff. I've got some energy gels in there, and then that box is full of sweets and just various different things that we pick up. So with that, my girlfriend's a teacher, so she always ends up getting various different like presents and stuff like that. So she doesn't like sweets, but the kids often give them her, so she just gives them to me, and I just keep that drawer there. And it's just really handy having a packet of jelly beans or something in your pocket just to help you out if you do find that you're getting that energy dip. Usually you don't get to the point where you need it because you've been eating that flapjack, you've been eating regularly whilst you ride, and that keeps your energy up, but it's always worth having just some sugar in your pocket just to give you that boost if you do really need it. Tip number 4 is to have a protein shake after a workout or a ride. Now, protein is really essential for rebuilding your muscle and helping you recover properly, and the vast majority of people don't get enough protein in the diet. So having a protein shake is a really easy way to make sure you get enough protein into your diet and make sure you start that recovery process soon after a workout. Now, contrary to popular belief, there's nothing special about a protein shake. They don't help you with the body. They don't automatically build muscle for you. I was talking to a friend of one of my clients the other day, female, and she said, if I have a protein shake like this, I'm going to build big muscles. And she was like, I want to tone up. If I have a protein shake and don't go to the gym, is that going to make a difference? And like the answer to that is just no. Like all protein is whey protein like this. It's derived from cheese. So in the factories, when they've got like big cheese plants, they just scrape the barrel at the end of it, break it all down and make whey protein from it. So it's just protein derived from dairy. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. It's not that different to drinking a glass of milk. Except the benefit over drinking milk is that it's lowering fat, so you digest it much quicker, so it gets into your bloodstream. It's just kind of pure protein. But you want to get into the habit, really, of just having a scoop of protein mixed with water. So after a ride or a workout, you just put 1 scoop of protein. Protein shakes come with a scooper like that. So you just get 1 scoop of protein, kind of that size. Knock it into your shaker, fill your protein shaker up about halfway. If you do a full one with 1 scoop of protein, it'll go really watery and horrible. So fill it up about halfway, shake it up, and then drink it. What you don't want to do is prepare the shake too far in advance. So if you're going on a 2-hour ride, for example, and you want to take a protein shake with you, what I would do is I would put a dry protein shaker with a scoop of protein in the bottom, then have a separate bottle of water, and when you get back from the ride, fill it up with water and mix it up. If you mix it too soon, it'll go on minging and separate, and you'll come to drink it and you'll have this horrible like mess on top of it. Don't do that. But they're just a really handy way. You'll read all sorts about protein. You'll read that it's just for bodybuilders, or you'll see one packet that's bright pink and talks about for toning, and you'll see another one that talks about, like this one looks like quite just a normal, not that massively advertised package, but there's all sorts of like claims they make. Protein is just protein, it just helps your body recover, so it's a great idea for the vast majority of people watching this video to have one after a ride or after a workout. Another thing I like to take in the morning with my breakfast as well is a couple of supplements. Now over the years I've tried loads of different supplements. There's 2 things that I always take because I find they actually make a difference. So the first one is a multivitamin, and the second one is Eskimo 3 Brain Sharp omega-3 fish oils. Now I've tried loads of different brands, and these are the 2 best ones that I find. I find that the multivitamin by Solgar, so I think this is Solgar Formula B 2000, I'll get it on the screen bigger for you, and the olive oil, sorry not the olive oil, the omega-3 oil is your Eskimo 3 Brain Sharp. I find with these 2 products, they actually make a difference. The omega-3, I find my energy's higher, my concentration and my memory and things are genuinely better when I take them. And the multivitamin, I find, just keeps making sure that I've got all the basic minerals and vitamins in my system that I need. It's not an advert, I don't get any kickbacks, but these are the 2 products that I use. They're quite expensive, but they're worth spending the extra money on. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you'd like to watch more MTB fitness videos, then please make sure you subscribe, and it'd also be really helpful to me and Ben, my videographer, if you could leave a comment and let me know how you found this video, because then YouTube will show it to more people. On the next screen you can click to subscribe, or you can also choose one of the 2 videos there as well to watch next. Thanks so much.